Alrighty, it's been a while. Got a few updates. So we got, we'll get to the green one here in a minute. Got Amy Joe's 75 Highboy in here. We finally got her engine put together. We went to put the shift kit in her C6 and it already had one. Put new seals, gaskets, new filter in the C6. If you've seen the C6 filter, it's a screen in typical Ford fashion. It's not actually a filter. The L&L kit, I like it. Kind of hard to see, but the engine brackets were a direct bolt in, no clearance and no goofiness. The headers fit with no goofiness, no having to jack up the engine or anything like that. The driver's side header came in from the bottom. And then I dropped this one in from the top. I got to do a little bit of clearancing on the extra cross member back here because the collector flange hits it just barely. But this part's going very well thus far. The existing NP435 tranny mount and cross member do work because the mount itself is the same between the C6 and the 435. And it works with the existing tranny cross member, which we sandblasted and painted. Well, she sandblasted, I painted. Only thing is the mounting holes are a little different because the hole in the bracket's right about here. And as you can see, you can't exactly get a drill bit in there to mod it. So I'm just going to take a 3/8 long drill bit that I have for work and drill through here, straight up through here, and throw some 3/8 bolts in it, and that'll be plenty sufficient for what we're doing. Next, the front and rear drive shaft should work just fine. The issue we're going to have is going from the existing yoke on the NP435 was not a slip yoke, okay? It had a, the yoke that you bolt the U-joint to. I can't talk today. And so we're swapping that out to a slip yoke to this style here on the NP435, which, as you know, is divorced and just hangs down right here. So you're going to have a different short drive shaft. I'm guessing 18 inches or shorter. Denny's out of, I want to say New York or something like that, can build us one for less than $300. So that's what we got going on. Just got to put the NP435 in here, get the drive shafts put back on, everything lined up, and get our measurements for our custom little bitty stubby drive shaft thingy that's common on these old Fords. So that's that. We spent probably 4, 5, 6 hours, probably $100 in degreaser, an entire thing of Dawn dishwashing soap. We ran the water hose from the kitchen sink to the pressure washer and emptied the hot water tank probably 6 times trying to get this thing degunked because it was nasty, covered in an inch of grease everywhere, and it is tons better. You couldn't even see the steering box, it was so covered in grease. Got a few cracks on the frame I got to weld up in the front because whoever had this before should not be allowed to own a motor vehicle. All right, that's that. The 6.2 for Lil Red. It's got fresh cam bearings in it. Took it to Colt down in Aztec. And he honed it for me, cleaned it up because they never changed the oil in this. It was completely sludged up. And after 2 hours, I got angry and gave up on it. So that's ready to put all the stroker kit and stuff in. Got my plastic gauge there for checking bearing clearances. Yes, we're doing that. What else we got going on? The converter's back at Circle D getting modded for the new motor. $350 for that. The heads are at Lloyd's down in Red Oak, Texas. He fully ports them, does a valve job on them, assembles them for $600. He's doing the 823s and he's doing my stealth heads for the 440, which is sitting there. I sandblasted the big block bell housing for the truck. It's got to paint it to mount the 78 big block to the 82 model NP435. Because as you know, Mopar was no longer making the 440 and 82 in their infinite wisdom. What else we got going on? We're getting there. So we're going to this low car shifter here. And I have to get some sort of custom shifter for the transfer case because what we have isn't going to work. Because as you probably know, the C6 two-wheel drive doesn't have the boss for the shifter for the transfer case. So we've got a new two-wheel drive floor pan with no holes in it, new used. And we'll put that in there and go from there. So we're getting close on this one. Yes. All right. Hang on. Just got back from Texas. Cannonball run. It was very unpleasant. Hospital visits, all that good stuff. But no cops this time, so it was awesome. Picked up my 71, what's left of it, that I've had since I was like 17. This was my daily in 98 with 440 in it. We were running 12s. You get a good picture in the sun, ain't it? Rear end out of this one is currently in Lil Red. That's why it's sitting on its butt. And my crackhead ex-brother-in-law stole my parking lights, stole all my wiring because a little diptard was stealing everything copper and scrapping it. Stole one of my gauges off the dash. Yeah, anyway. We'll get to it. This one's on the back burner. I just wanted it out of the yard in Texas because we're selling the place. And that's where we're at, man. I'm debating going to the twin Torque Storm superchargers for Lil Red. No lag on those, unlike the turbos. We'll see. We will see. That's a lot of money. Hopefully you guys are having a good day, and I'll talk to you later.